to refute Debunking Evolution video 6 in the series by Snow. I think this is another one of those Harun whatever videos. The main thesis of this video is to butcher science. In the first 10 seconds, actually I guess it's more like a minute, 30 seconds, whatever.
The evolutionist scenario that life generated from non-living matter by chance
and evolution. And then he goes on to say, Harun goes on to say that abiogenesis has been disproved, but no, it has not been disproved because the Miller and Urey experiments prove that you can get organic molecules from inorganic substances. So there you go. Let's see here. What does he say next?
Disproved by science today. In addition, there is no mechanism in nature to carry out the alleged process called evolution.
Okay, there's no process in nature to carry out the process of natural selection. Natural selection is the natural process to carry out natural selection. It's a process. Let's see here. What's he say next?
There is no natural mechanism whereby a single cell can be transformed into a more complex living creature. He says, quote, there's no process by which a single cell can be transformed into a more complex creature. Yeah, you're right, because the single cell cannot turn into, for example, a trilobite. You're right. It's the single cell's descendants will speciate into trilobites, not the single cell itself. And that's where you get the butchering of the science in this video. And then go on and become the ancestor of millions of different living species. Darwin proposed a single concept as his evolutionary mechanism.
Then he says, quote, Darwin proposed a single mechanism for this evolution that was natural selection. That's because he didn't know about genes, he didn't know about genetics, so of course he wasn't going to be able to talk about mutations. So now with mutations and genetics, we have a better understanding of evolution, and they back up evolution, unlike what he says later in this video. God, this video makes me want to slip my wrists.
Natural selection. The title of his book clearly reveals the importance he gave in this mechanism. The origin of species by means of natural selection. Natural selection is based on the idea that strong individuals as the weaker and slower ones.
Then he goes on to talk about gazelle and how just because the herd or population will become faster because of hunting, it won't evolve into a horse. Yes, that's right. That's where mutations come into play, and deer and horse are two separate genuses. And of course they shared a common ancestor, but deer won't turn into horse no matter what you do.
Fall prey. For instance, Darwin was also aware of this problem. Favorable variations chance to occur.
Okay, so then they quote mine this thing from Darwin saying that natural selection won't do anything until very favorable variations chance to occur. And yes, that's true. Natural selection selects mutations, add information. And then they go on to talk about Lamarck and how Darwin believed in use and disuse. Darwin didn't. No, Darwin rejected use and disuse, as do actually all evolutionists today. And when are you going to stop beating up Darwin for the whole bear thing? Yeah, that was wrong. So what? Many things in science have been wrong, and you can't just beat up his entire theory because he thought bears evolved into whales. And
Lamarck's view,
this guy goes on to say, no matter what you do, acquired traits will not be passed on, but that's partly wrong with this new theory, but this new area called epigenetics and epigenes. It is possible to pass down some acquired traits through epigenes, but it's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very limited, that's it. Very limited. God, I forgot the word there. Epigenes are very limited in what they can pass down.
So, and for example, they did this in mice, and I can't remember what, I think the mother had a disease or something that turned it yellow, and then some of its subsequent children were yellow or something like that. I'll try to put a thing in the information box. I always say I'm going to put something in the information box, and I always forget. So I'll try to go back to my other videos and put those things back in.
Microbiology or biochemistry still distressed.
And then they keep on saying Darwin confessed, or Darwin confessed. Well, Darwin didn't know much, okay? He made this theory in the 1800s when they didn't have good chemistry, they didn't have molecular biology, they didn't have genes, they didn't have paleontology. So saying Darwin confessed isn't destroying the theory, because Darwin didn't live now. And then, let's see here, what does it say next? And then, God, then apparently all these Ernst Mayr and all these people, they just further destroyed the theory. What? Don't watch this video unless you want to kill something, because it butchers science, and it just is a bunch of propaganda. I don't even know who this Haroon guy is, but he's obviously not very smart. That's all I have. I have to edit this a lot because I have a lot of areas where I just sit there and think.